I'd like to ask everyone to introduce yourself. I'll pass the mic around. Please introduce yourself, just name and affiliation of your organization, whether you're a student or an employee of some organization, or you have your own startup. Just your name and affiliation.
Hi, my name is Syed. I work with Ahab.
My name is Ava Krishnarao. I was an old student of pharma university. I came with my grandson.
Welcome.
I am Rajan. I work with Azure Dynamic Solutions, incubated in Athens.
You don't have to stand. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Varsha. I am pursuing my BBA first year in Andhra University School of International Business.
No, we ask everyone to introduce themselves. Just name and affiliation, that's all I ask. Please.
I am Pallavi Tinker.
Okay. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lagu. I'm a banker. I'm a startup enthusiast. I just came here to know how it will be issued.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Dilip. I'm co-founder of Ride Drone, agriculture drone startup.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Shivani. I'm working as content strategist and intern at Ahab.
Hello all, my name is Rishi. I am an intern at Ahab.
Hello everyone, my name is Vedika. I'm trying to do a PhD on science research systems, and so that brings me here.
Today's topic is going to be very relevant to what you're doing. So thank you all, welcome again. Thank you for joining us today. This forum's purpose is to establish and build an integrated ecosystem with a variety of supports for entrepreneurs. It is open to everyone and we hope you all take full advantage of it by participating and contributing. If you're wondering what can and does happen in these sessions, here is a brief outline. We have the first session, Show Me the Money. This is a segment where usually Bhavna takes a segment. Today she is not able to be here today, so Junaid will take her role. She covers grants. She's a grants management specialist at Ahab. She usually presents details about one grant and provides dates and few details of few other sources of money that are available for startups. Then we have a technical talk. Each session has a different topic, bringing in experts sharing their expertise and experience. If you are a startup, we have a pitching session for startups. We have a slot for you to pitch your company regardless of the stage you're at. It is always good to be practicing your pitch, repeatedly selling yourself and your company. Is there anybody ready to pitch today? Are you going to pitch a startup or idea? Yours is an idea pitch. Yeah. So there is another segment for idea pitches. Slots for ideas are always available. You have an idea, please go ahead and share it. It can only get better. We had you and 3 others also expressed interest in pitching. Maybe they'll show up. I know one person who was going to be here can't make it today. So open mic is the last segment. If someone feels inspired and wants to share an idea, this is the place to share and get some feedback. Any thoughts are also welcome. We put in the effort to organize these and we are having fun doing this. The more you engage, the more you derive. So please let your friends know. Bring in as many as you can along with you. This is supposed to be fun. So this is not one of those boring lectures in classrooms. So here are a few basic rules before we commence the meeting. Kindly put your mobile phones on silent mode. Please refrain from entering or exiting the session while the speaker is delivering their presentation. Please wait until the speaker concludes their session. Please refrain from crosstalk or side conversations. It is distracting. We run a tight program. Kindly note that a pitch is allotted a maximum time of 10 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes to present, and 3 to 4 minutes for Q&A. We kindly ask all presenters to adhere to the allocated time to ensure a smooth flow of the event. We request the audience to reserve your questions for the designated Q&A period. However, if the speaker wants an engaged and interactive session, please follow the speaker's lead. Let's start with Show Me the Money. Bhavna couldn't be here, unfortunately, so she's not well, and Syed Junaid graciously accepted my request, so here he is. Hello friends, hi. So we'll be telling you about grant opportunities available at our hub right now. So we have a program under Nidhi ITBI scheme. So Andhra University Incubation Council has Nidhi ITBI Incubation Center. So we have Ignition grant in aid scheme to innovators, startups to convert their ideas to prototype or products that have potential for commercialization. So the objectives of this is ideas that address important societal challenges, support early stage development, platform for expedited experimentation and adaptation approaches, support entrepreneurs and innovators from science and technology background, assist ideas which have potential for commercialization, and innovation likely which results to substantive intellectual properties. So the eligibility you could be able to see on the screen. So any person who has attained 18 or above and Indian citizen can participate and submit their ideas for the Ignition grant. So we have a form where you could be able to fill in the details. So this can be either individuals or startups can be participate to submit the grant ideas. So applicant and team must have science and technology background, and grant must result in development of a prototype. For prototype development will give 12 months from the date of agreement signing, and then prototype must be a physical product but based on the IoT technology. So if you have an idea which potentially have a market commercialization strategy, and also it should be a tangible product, and we are not supporting any software, only software products basically. So it's critical to have a production plan and roadmap for the commercialization, and startup or an applicant should have physically incubated at our hub. So these are the criteria which we are having. So preference will be given to the application located in Vizag and North Andhra region. So as earlier mentioned, exclusions like projects related to pure software development or e-commerce or service solutions or app-based solutions are prohibited from applying to this application grant. Funding research or student internships in academic institutions or R&D organization, or proposals for the products having crossed the prototype level are not eligible for this support under this grant. So anybody who have already who has like minimum viable product ready, or like idea which they are translating into, already they are in the process of prototyping, or they have some shape of it, so that is not eligible for this particular grant. This particular grant is only eligible for idea to prototype basically. So the funds will be used for outsourcing charges or raw materials or consumables or spares, fabrication and business travel and events participation fees, and patent filing costs and contingency. So these are the funds can be used for. The funding will not be used for like paying the grantee or the relatives, or paying user charges to AU Nidhi ITBI, or repaying pre-existing loans or other commitments for the innovators, or paying rents. Just to make sure that the fund which you are receiving, it's only purely to develop the prototype, which should be in the tangible in shape and which can be received. So what kind of documents you require to apply for this grant? So you should have an application proposal. So the format is inside the grant application URL link which you can see on the screen. So if you are interested to apply for that, you can take a snap of this particular screen. Self-declaration, and applicant should have Aadhaar, PAN and a resume, and we are also sorting 2 reference letters. Either it could be from your education reference or like your employer reference, just to have an understanding like you could be able to stick it around to the project idea which you are going to submit. So individuals should submit NOCs and ITR statement, and companies should submit their ITR and CIN number and GST or PAN. So funding provided would be a minimum of 2 lakhs up to maximum of 10 lakhs for each idea. And the application deadline is currently till 31st August. So the link you could be able to see on the screen. You can also reach out to my colleague Bhavana. Like she could be help you to like
grant writing, drafting pitch decks, and financial projections and valuation. So you could reach out to her over the email. Thank you.
Thank you, Junaid. Excuse me. If anybody has any questions about this grant, please reach out to Bhavna. She is available on the email. And Junaid also is very knowledgeable. He works closely with Bhavna on this grant, so he's here, so you can ask him if you have any questions. Let's move to the main part of today's session, technical talk by Dr. Gaurav Dilip Tikas. If you're wondering how we pick our speakers for these technical sessions, here is a brief explanation. We focus at 4 levels to explore entrepreneurship and bring you the best of ideas and depth of understanding. We look at the individual, the company, the sector, and the ecosystem. Each level has a distinct set of challenges and opportunities, suitable set of skills and resources, and provides a level of understanding of entrepreneurship. If you are already an entrepreneur, these talks will help you understand the journey you're on. If you are considering it or just exploring, these talks will help you get a great intro into the journey. Today we will focus on the individual and the company. Dr. Gaurav Dilip Tikas is an assistant professor at the Indian Institute of Management, Visakhapatnam. He earned his PhD from Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. He focused on predicting innovation capability at team levels for his doctoral work. As a fellow of Suzuki Foundation, he pursued his postdoctoral work in Japan, visiting, studying, and analyzing various incubation ecosystems, both university-based and private. He studied various R&D teams in some of India's large public sector research establishments such as DRDO to understand strategic leadership. His current research interests include strategies, leadership, and innovation. Let's welcome Dr. Tikas. Thank you.
So,
Yes.
I don't want to stick to the podium.
Yeah.
I'll be more interactive.
Sure.
And switch between.
Let me know when you're ready. The folder is open.
Yeah, I can use it. I can do the lights. Hello. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much. My name is Gaurav. Okay, and I work in the field of innovation management. Okay, and I actively deal with R&D scientists across different sectors. Okay, from defense, space to different kinds of science and technology. So that's my area, and science and technology excites me. Okay, but over the last few years, I've noticed that science and technology cannot be done in isolation. Okay, it is always supposed to be done for development of humanity. Okay, and most of the science and technology innovations need to have a societal impact. Okay, so now when you, as some of you are budding entrepreneurs, people who are still conceptualizing or ideating about where you should focus on when you think about new ideas for startups, one good starting point can be the society around us or the world around us. Okay, and before I formally start, let me know how many of you like cricket or football. You are passionate about it. You've been actively, you follow the sport, right? Even you, sir, right? Just a sort of food for thought for you guys. Can you connect cricket or football with entrepreneurship?
Team sports, buying teams.
Team sports. Okay, so keep one keyword in mind: team. Okay. Apart from that,
Coordination.
leadership. Okay.
Strategy.
Strategy. Okay. In what way?
How do you plan the game? Depends on the
How do you plan the game? So how do you plan the game? Let's say if you are Messi, you're playing for Argentina in the final. You want to win the cup. The other team also is equally competent, right? So what is Messi thinking before the game? Okay. or for that matter, your favorite cricketer, let's say, it's the Indian team, it's Virat Kohli. Before the final, what's going on in his mind? Or when he's about to bat, when he's about to start his batting?
Score well.
Score. Okay, where are the runs going to come from? Especially early on. Fielding is tight. Most of the gaps are covered, right?
I think probability and luck is also involved because of the toss.
Yeah, maybe. But we have already started that. Virat Kohli has started his batting and Messi has started. The game has started. Okay. What will be Virat's or Messi's next moves? Next few moves? Flexibility in what sense? Okay, to counter them. So counter strategy. Strategy for what?
Move forward, win the game.
Move forward, win the game. How do you win the game? How does Messi win the game?
Skills development in the beginning.
Skills development. Messi with all his dribbling skills. Okay, he's taking the ball towards the goal post, right? But opponents are also there. 11 of them stopping him. And remember, every single one who is a football enthusiastic of that particular final, he wants Messi to score. We want Virat Kohli to score, or else Virat Kohli is of no use to us, right? So, how does Virat Kohli accomplish those, respond to those expectations? What is going on? What will Messi be thinking? What will Virat Kohli be thinking?
Analyze where.
He has just arrived on the crease, or Messi has just started to hit the ball. What is going on?
Kohli knows that he is the best.
Kohli knows that he is the best. Okay, then
According to the situations, he plans the singles.
he'll plan singles. Where are the singles coming from? Because in the first 6 overs, power play is going on. All the singles are blocked. He must know where the fielders are, and in between the fielders, what are there? Just hold on.
How to settle down first?
How to settle down first?
How to understand the environment?
Yes. How to understand the environment? Then what? Adapt to the environment. Then what? Take advantage of. Find the way.
Where to find the gaps.
Find the gaps. Find the gaps is you as entrepreneurs need to know. Right? Are you getting it? See, there are already products available in the market. There are already startups. There are already large companies there in the ecosystem. When you are starting up, you need to find a niche for yourself. Where are the gaps? See, there are TCS, Infosys, all of these big giants are there in the IT space. Right? There are Mahindras, Tatas, all the big companies are there in the product space, let's say automobiles. Right? Where you as a startup, let's say you want to come up with a new EV vehicle, maybe a 2-wheeler or a 4-wheeler, right? What is a good starting point for you, right? So when you're looking for opportunities as an entrepreneur, how should you perceive the world or the environment? Or he mentioned the most outermost circle was the ecosystem, right? So Andhra is an ecosystem, right? Within that, Vizag is an ecosystem. Within that, Andhra University campus is an ecosystem, right? An ecosystem is made of various stakeholders, right? There are university professors. I hope no professors are here, right? Okay. Apart from me. It's always good to have just one professor in the crowd. Okay. Or else the conversation moves in a very different tangent altogether. Okay. So, we were thinking about ecosystem, right? What do we do in an ecosystem? We try to find out gaps. Where are the gaps? Okay. There are existing products in the market. There are existing services in the market. Where will you fit into? Right? As an entrepreneur. Okay. Now let's quickly take all of you like films, or is there somebody who does not like films? Short film, okay, not more than 2 minutes, just to sort of, look at the world around us. Okay, so the first one. Let's create a theater.
Sorry, you switched off the.
Oh, which one is
first one?
First from which
No,
side?
no, this, the correct one. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, I think it's on.
Okay, so which one I should not be pressing? This one I should not be pressing, right? Okay, so I will only press these. And the mic is also good. Anyways, so as that is warming up, let's warm up our minds to this. Right? We were at the stage where we're looking for you as an entrepreneur. Where should you look for in the ecosystem, right? And I have started my talk by saying that scientists or innovators should be doing their research and in science and technology for societal impact, right? So we want to connect science to society. A lot of our problems these days, it's called, in academic literature, it's usually called grand challenges. What are the grand challenges faced by humanity at this point in time? Can you name a few?
Climate change.
Climate crisis, right? So there are a lot of technologies that are oriented towards climate crisis, right? What else? Hunger. Okay. So food security. Food security, energy security, right? You understand? Food security means food for everyone, right? So even though in India we have so many, Ambanis are having a wedding, gala wedding, but there are still people who do still, have to struggle for 2 square meals a day, right? So how are we solving that kind of a crisis where there is enough food for everyone? Yes. Okay. Now that we are back, let's look at this video. Okay. And it will sort of help you, provoke your thinking. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Yeah. Maybe we can.
You want it full screen?
No, not right now. There was some lagging where it was so but it's okay. At least you got the drift, right? You saw how that little girl was perceiving the world around her, right? What are your thoughts? Any one of you, couple of you. What were your takeaways from this particular video?
Microplastics are everywhere.
Microplastics are everywhere and they are now
consuming
inside
it.
our bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a nemesis. Plastic. It was about plastic pollution, right? And to what extent it has now reached a scale where it's not just outside, it's inside our bodies as well, and it's creating new kinds of diseases. Okay, so microplastics, and if this is one grand challenge, how do we resolve that? Okay, so if there are some of you who want to sort of address this issue, that how do we develop a solution to this particular problem? The problem is plastics. The way, it's not just usage of plastic, but also disposal of plastic, right? So now, and to a stage where it has now become a pollutant, it has started to pollute our environment. So what can we do about that? So if you are a, let's say, an entrepreneur or an innovator, you don't need to be, let's say, a chemical engineer or something at this point in time, okay? But what you need is a very strong desire or passion to develop substitutes for plastic, right? So if you are able to work around, if you keep plastic pollution at the center of your thinking, how do we resolve this crisis, right? Opportunities will emerge from there for your startup. That is the first takeaway from this particular talk. Okay, and it's not just for plastic, but 10 other or 15 other types of crisis or pollutions that we have, including air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, right? So if you are an entrepreneur and if you, let's say, even further specialize yourself into social entrepreneurship, that means the kind of ventures that you will be developing will be for societal benefit or societal impact. That will qualify you as a social entrepreneur, right? And the solutions that you would develop will not necessarily make profits for your company, but it will it will rather create impact on the society. It can change people's lives, it can save people's lives, or it can save the environment around you. Okay, and hence make Earth or your ecosystem a better place to live. Okay, so that is one type of entrepreneurship, and that's what you look for if you are a social entrepreneur. Okay, there are certain technologies as well as entrepreneurs who are not so bothered about, let's say, social impact or societal impact. They are, let's say, more commercial driven. They would develop their innovations or their startup for commercial benefit. That means for making money. They are right maybe in their way of thinking, but let's say a particular problem, you can develop solutions based on what your motives are. If your motives are to make profit, you can make solutions that will earn you more profits. Okay. But the same technology or same kind of at the back end, that particular technology can slightly be tweaked to develop a social version of your product as well. Okay, so dual purpose kind of technologies is what I am referring to. Okay, but the idea is how an entrepreneur or a startup perceives the problem and accordingly responds through a solution. Okay, we'll see that in the next video. Okay, so can you play video number 2? Okay. There are some takeaways from this particular video as well.
Once again this year, millions of students were going to see a gap in their education because the air in their school was too polluted.
All Delhi schools are to remain shut. As Delhi chokes from the pollution, it's worse than they expected. Only online classes will run.
Pran usually supplies its cutting-edge technologies to large industries and multinational companies. But this felt like the best opportunity for us to actually use our technology and expertise to benefit those who needed it the most. While the problem was too big and we didn't have a particular school in mind, we just knew that the kids had very little time before the onset of winter. So either way, we started to manufacture a whole new batch of hives to make sure that the technology reached them in time. And to bring this idea to life, we reached out to our partner ANSYS.
Late evening, I got this a message from Angad, and I said, wow, this is very interesting and exciting. And I told Angad, let's cut the red tape and let's go ahead and please find a school. ANSYS is there to fully support you on this project. Our relationship with Pran is very, very strategic. It's not just using the software, but how we can come together and make a real impact in the society and the world and make a difference.
While the problem was too big, we knew we had to start somewhere. And that's when we eventually identified Sunshine Schools for this project. Pran had not launched Hive yet, and which meant that we not only had to set up our supply chain, but move our hardware company at the pace of a software company. And this meant moving our supply chain at jet speed while keeping Pran's quality and performance in mind. And we did it all in India.
Sunshine School is situated in Mehroli, which is very congested and highly polluted area, due to which children have different health issues. Students coming to our school cannot afford to take online classes because they don't have computers, mobile phones or data at home. We were fortunate of ANSYS and CADFIN support, which help us to bridge the gap between students and education. Having the hives make us feel like an aspiring international school.
Okay. So, has anyone stayed in Delhi for at least, let's say, a year or something? You've been to Delhi? Okay. Have you experienced air pollution, especially during winters? Terrible, right? AQI would be at least 400 plus. Okay. And if you saw the video at the last, the AQI outside was 327 or something, but inside 37. That is what they were doing, right? So now, if we take a step back, Delhi has been facing air pollution at least since last 15-20 years, right? We've known about this, okay? But did anyone take the initiative to, okay, do we have technologies? Can we develop a technology to solve that particular problem? So, as Sir there mentioned, that leadership is all about that. See, 10 other people are facing or seeing the same problem, but you as an entrepreneur, do you choose to stay with the problem or do you wish to solve the problem? Entrepreneurs are different in that sense. They would take initiatives, they would use whatever resources are available with them to solve that particular problem. That is what sets them apart. That is what sets them different. They won't be staying back. They won't be just tolerating the problem. They would be the ones who are risk takers, right? With whatever available resources. In Pran's case, they already had the expertise of industrial large-scale air purifiers. What all they had to do is miniaturization of the existing technology in the hardware case. Okay, whatever expertise they did not have, they contacted their partners, right? And somebody mentioned team becomes important. So entrepreneurship is a team sport. It's about how quickly are you able to assemble a team, right? Get the resources, convert them into something that helps you, come up with a minimum viable product or something like that, right? You just saw an example of a minimum viable product that was tested or pilot tested, let's say in Mehrauli, in Delhi, okay? So, and I mentioned just before the second video that these can be dual purpose technologies as well. So maybe this version will be in schools, right? As a social venture, they'll pilot test, let's say, this particular version. But that opens up a new market for them. Do you understand B2B and B2C? Business to business, business to customer, right? So they were earlier into B2B business, large industrial air purifiers. Let's say their clients would have been, let's say, Maruti Suzuki's or factories and these kind of large customers or clients. All they had to do is miniaturize their existing product, okay, and sort of launch a B2C version of their product, let's say, that can be used in households as well. So you get a new customer base of people like you and me who would want to have this product if they are staying in Delhi somewhere, Delhi NCR or wherever, cities with AQI more than 300 plus is the target market for this kind of a product. Are you guys getting it? Right? So, social entrepreneurship, like I said, this video was more about maybe it was projecting their social entrepreneurship angle, that they are doing this for underprivileged children in, let's say, the most polluted areas in Delhi. Okay, but nothing can stop them from creating a B2C product out of this and competing with Dyson's or something, or Philips or something who have a B2C product in the market right now. Are you guys getting it? Okay. We'll quickly sort of see one last video which is about a startup which has been able to become, you understand unicorns, right? Yeah. Right? Everyone understands startups which have raised the valuation of 1 billion plus, 1 billion US dollars. Okay? So, this particular company was able to quickly scale up their business or valuation from, let's say, from zero all the way to $1 billion. And they revealed their strategy about what worked for them. Somebody mentioned strategy is important for entrepreneurship, right? So let's look at their particular strategy about how they were able to successfully execute their strategy and what was their strategy based on. Okay, let's try to learn that from this particular video, and then we'll have a quick discussion around that. Okay, and I'll stop after that. Okay, third video.
What started as a college project is today India's largest digital healthcare ecosystem. It wasn't easy, it never is. Health. It wasn't easy, it never is. back into when it was a big shift happening in the shopping.
Pause
Everything was going.
Start from the beginning. And since we are at a university, and a lot of you would be doing
what started as a college project is today.
Okay. So a lot of you would be doing, if you are students right now, a lot of you would be doing college projects, right? So remember, do not underestimate the power of college projects, because some of these projects can turn into unicorns as well. It's about how passionately you are able to do that particular project and then scale it up.
What started as a college project is today India's largest digital healthcare ecosystem. It wasn't easy, it never is. So look, back in 2015, there was a big shift happening in the shopping behavior of Indians. Everything was going digital. People were buying clothes, people were buying phones, people were buying furniture. People had even begun ordering food online. Purchase behaviors were changing so rapidly, but there wasn't a holistic solution in the field of healthcare, especially for an access for something as important as medicines. People would still have to walk down to the local chemist for their most basic needs, and unfortunately they had to come back home disappointed. And that is when we saw an opportunity and the perfect time to enter the market. We wanted to make healthcare in general and medicines especially just one tap away for every Indian, making it affordable and making it accessible. For us, the two big key barriers that we wanted to overcome was trust and adoption. We had to win the trust of every Indian. We had to get people to download Pharmacy and place their first. We would get clarified target group. Very, very important role. 105 million Indians, that is 10% of Arunachal Pradesh, covering over 22. Now we have almost doubled our inputs on the platform. I think and Meta has been our constant partner along the journey. It's helped us engage with, help them discover.
Okay, we can stop. Okay. What were your takeaways from this? Somebody mentioned strategy. What was behind that? But what was their strategy anchored on? Move fast. Move fast. How was that achieved? Through platforms. Okay. So platforms provided them the speed and scale to reach 22,000 zip codes in less than a year, and around 10 crore people, right, who were successful. They were able to convince them to download the app and use it, right? So reaching customers and reaching the geographical landscape, both were achieved through the platform. Competition. What they were worried that if you don't reach there first, something called as a first mover's advantage, right? Especially in these kind of businesses, where if you don't reach first, your competitors will. And what happened soon? after, let's say, pharmacy became, big in that sense, you soon saw 1mg and others catching up, right? So it very soon becomes a crowded market, right? There is no room for number 5, number 6 anymore, right? So speed becomes important, scale becomes important, hence digital platforms become important, and their entire strategy was based on speed, right? But one more, this is my last sort of point, which brings us back to the first point that I mentioned. What was so unique about when they started?
It was a college project.
It was a college project, yes.
Only they were.
Only they were there. I remember 9-10 years back. We are in 2015 right now. Oh, sorry, we are in 24. He mentioned something unique about 2015.
Identify the gaps.
There was a behavior change towards digital. Online shopping behavior was becoming very popular in India. So if you could buy, let's say, groceries, then why? Was a gap. One was thinking of selling medicines and doing a doorstep delivery of medicines at that point in time, right? They started off their pitch by saying that, grocery, medicines at that point in time, you had to go to the pharmacy and then get it. Rather than now, medicines come to you at your doorstep, right? So that was the gap. And the gap was there in the ecosystem. What sets pharmacy different? Society. Okay. So if I were to stop and ask you to reflect back upon 3 important takeaways, if you want to note it down or make a sort of entry in your cell phone or something, 3 things of this particular talk, last 30 minutes that you spent with me. 3 takeaways is for entrepreneurs: find the gap, but more importantly,
Start with the problem.
Identify the problem, and remember, the problems opportunity that you are looking for is somehow wrapped or hidden in a problem that is there in the society or ecosystem around you. So problems are not just, right, a lot of times they are there, but you are not able to see it, right? You need let's say a special lens or a different kind of a lens to spot an opportunity within a problem or a grand challenge that we are facing, in terms of pollution, in terms of crisis that we mentioned about, so many different crises, right? So opportunities, the ability to see, and remember the talk is named Recognizing Entrepreneurial Opportunities, right? So entrepreneurial opportunities are hidden somewhere in the problems that are faced by the society, right? All you need to do is what do you need to do as an entrepreneur?
Build a team.
Build a team. Okay, build a very good team, especially people with complementary skill sets. So if, let's say, if you are an engineer and let's say your partner is an artist, right? So that can be a very good team, because you can bring in technical perspectives. Your partner can bring, it's a very artistic. Remember, do not underestimate artists, right? What is not possible with technology is possible with art. Okay, all you need to do is come up with a very powerful combination of art and science and technology, and then you will always find any MBA to help you develop a marketing plan around that, okay, and sell it into the market, okay. Finance, and don't bother about all of that. We can always raise money. If the idea is really good, there isn't the crunch of money in that sense, okay. There is no funding freeze there. Like, good ideas will attract money. And Yeah. The last point is, whatever you're coming up, no matter the opportunity is good, remember, opportunity, team, all of that has to result in a very powerful product. Right? The product should be able to sell itself, basically, right? And then you would never face a problem with, acquiring customer acquisition will never, or customer problem. On that note, I will stop. And if there are any questions, we can spend a couple of minutes, or else the program will continue on.
Please go ahead.
I have one question.
Yeah.
About
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Meher. I'm an entrepreneur, and I just visited this session to understand the startup economy ecosystem
What
here.
was your background?
I'm actually an IT professional.
Okay.
I was a director.
You're not a prof, right?
Was it? No.
You're not a professor.
No, I'm not a professor. Yeah. So my one question is around Prawn. Basically, what we saw as an example. Prawn basically has implemented this miniature version of their industrial application or system hardware. Now, they have implemented that in a school, and obviously the school's environment and the living conditions have significantly improved, as we saw in the AQI that was told out there. My question is basically, yes, the school part is fine, we've done that, or Prawn has done that. Now, there's a bigger problem where the city of Delhi itself is under the influence of the air pollution. Now, is there a big, not sure, but is there a bigger solution out there where the children that come into the school are basically, yes, they have a good solution for it actually doesn't help one way. Now, how does that become an opportunity for something bigger to scale this up and move forward? So, and I'm not sure about Prawn, but just in case, does Prawn have something like that? Is another question.
That we'll have to check with them. Okay, but let's say a solution like a problem like this will require many Prawns to work in tandem with each other. Some of them will work inside the school. Some of them will work at a, let's say, city. Sorry. Can be a different solution for inaccessible areas like Mehroli, where the roads are, very congested, and some different solutions will have to be developed. So, have been taken, for example, and they're, let's say, scaling up in schools. They're doing actually a good job, right? Of creating a market for, let's say, air purifiers. So they're starting off with schools. There's nothing that stops them from moving to homes as well. So they will sell it to like MK builders and, let's say, MVVs and all of them. They will buy, right? Right? Then maybe Andhra University will buy, right? If it started in school, colleges will also would like to have something like this. If the product is good, it will start creating a market for itself. It will obviously come up with different versions.
Condition systems actually.
No, but his problem is what's outside. So these are all enclosed, right?
Yeah,
we'll have to come up with very different versions of this.
So they initially started with the outdoor version, but like that they are still working on. So they have used the technology to build the indoor versions actually. So it started almost 8 years back.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are working on it.
But you can also work on it. You can work for Vizag. Okay, develop something here.
I think the key phrase you used is successful product. How do you get there with an idea? I mean, identifying an opportunity is
lots of people can identify that, hey, there is this problem with healthcare, there is this problem with climate change and so on. And somebody has an idea, but how do you actually
for this? It's called idea to prototype development. So ideas directly don't transform into products. There's an in-between intermediary stage where you develop multiple prototypes and you would never know which one will work.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to come up with a portfolio of prototypes, right? Pran, let's say one was this, let's say a cylindrical one, or a, if you 10 tips for same, let's say, product idea as such, you can cut it down through software testing. Okay, which ones make, or which there's a beta testing version. Once they have tested, let's say they'll install in schools or in Andhra University or somewhere here, run it out for till it crashes. They'll study that, right, and then come up with one particular product that improves their chances of success in the market. Remember, their competitors are also doing that, so they have to do this at a faster pace if they want to be the first. So success will come after doing a lot of failures, repeated testing, crash testing. So yeah, it's not so easy. Or else it is bare, right? That's why Indian companies don't do innovation. We find it much more easy to imitate. So imitation also is a very proven strategy in the innovation space or in strategy space, where if you're not the first one, or if you don't have the resources, right? What Indians are really good at world-class level, Jugaad. So Jugaad is one of the imitation strategies. Okay, you will assemble something, make it work here, then let's see.
Don't we write the book on that?
And then we write a book on. So Harvard professors will write a book on that.
All right.
Any other ideas?
We will have an open mic session where there can be a lot of Jugaad ideas. No, I'm just joking, but we are at 5:03, so let's. Unless there is any pressing question that somebody wants to ask. Professor Gaurav, Dr. Gaurav is available to us in Visakhapatnam. He is an assistant professor at IIM Visakhapatnam, so he's in the city. We can reach out to him if anybody wants to connect with him. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Round of applause for you guys for patiently listening to this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the next segment, we will have. Is anybody here to present a startup pitch? Okay. I know that we have a couple of idea pitches in the audience. I'd like to invite Varsha, please present your idea. You have 2 minutes for pitch and 1 or 2 minutes for question answers. That's the rule, right? No? 3 minutes for pitch? Total of 3 minutes.
Total of 10 minutes.
Total of 10 minutes for idea pitch.
No presentation.
No presentation. No, I said no presentation. I think I told you that. Yes, no presentation. But keep it short. We are at 5:04, so we need to end at 5.
Good evening, everyone. So, assignment, come up with an idea to find a solution for a problem, and I came up with this, and this is liked by everyone in my classroom and my teachers and all. So the problem that I'm finding an idea to is sizing issues in apparel sectors in e-commerce platforms. I'm sure most of us faced sizing issues while shopping on e-commerce platforms in the apparel sector. I'm personally dissatisfied with the e-commerce platforms regarding this good fits and all. And at some point of time, I even stopped doing online clothes. So body measurement inputs for the customers to fill in their body measurements, and the algorithm saves the body measurements, and when you search for what kind of clothing do you want, the algorithm with the filters that you choose like brand or color or price, it considers your body measurement input also and gives you a very good personalized recommendation suitable for your size. So I'm currently working on the algorithm, and I started to learn Python, and I just made a small code just for the demonstration. I can't show it to you and so many of us face this problem. Almost 5 rate sizing issues, and are due to sizing issues. And it's been estimated that over 2 billion over a revenue of 500 billion are being spent on returns. That is $30 per return. So this not only just wastes money, it also wastes the manpower, delivery men and all, 2-time delivery, and also the cause, and it also it's also hazardous to the environment in a way that because of the waste eliminated due to the returns, the covers, open boxes and all, it's also harmful for the environment, and the fuel which is incurred due to the movement of the goods and because of the logistics, and it's also harmful for the environment. So because of this, a lot of return rates will be significantly reduced, and can the resources can be put good cost, and so you just said so what about the ready-made dresses? Nobody spoke to me on that discussion. I didn't get you. Can you come here? So when you are buying dresses online, you already have them stitched. So you cannot do anything about the size. No. So you're assuming that when we give the body measurement input, the seller takes the body measurement input and stitches it for you. Then that's going to take a lot of time. That's actually customization. We're not talking about that. We are going to find the existing sellers with our body measurement input. They have. We are going to the person. I'm not tell you sizes or anything. Your size is matching with some seller A. It's gonna recommend you the seller A products. So if you're searching for jeans and your size is something X and seller A has X, it's gonna recommend you that. Hope you get it.
But also, the last time I went shopping with my friend, the kurta was, I really suited her, but it was tighter on the lower side. But it's her perfect size. So what about those cases?
The core problem for all these kinds of problems is, so let's say your friend's size is medium, okay, and between different have different measurements. If medium is like 26, medium is somewhat 28. So there is no standardization between the sellers. So when you implement this kind of algorithm in the e-commerce platforms, so it matches you with the seller's body measurement input with your measurement input. It matches measurements are, not the size. Hope you understand.
Thank you, Varsha. That question can wait, and you can take the question later on after the session is done. Sorry, I have to cut it short so we can keep on track. Well, I just got my phone. Like you asked the question 10 minutes yet. Sorry, I thought we were running out of time.
Already some part is implemented in Myntra, like if you shop for something, it asks you whom you're shopping for, you yourself or someone, and next time you buy you're ordering a t-shirt, it gives you this would be the best suited one for you.
So does it include the body measurement input?
No, that takes the body measurements and all based on your past purchases, return rates. You're returning this, so Myntra has its own calculation, but it doesn't. It also gives in the item description as well. It gives how much weight, waist size, and everything, but it doesn't explicitly take it out and all. But
there is a guide for measurement.
Yeah.
Measurement shot.
There is a guide for measurement inputs, I agree. So how can you search for it? I mean, it will take a lot of time for you to search for it. So if you are searching for it, seller after seller, at some point of time you'll get tired if you don't find these sites, and you'll stop it. If you include the body measurement input, it will recommend you. If it doesn't have, it doesn't recommend you. It saves a lot of time.
Let's
Yeah, you can.
హాయ్ నా పేరు నవీన్ అండ్ నేను ఓ ఫైనాన్షియల్ ట్రాకింగ్ యాప్ ఆల్రెడీ యాప్స్ ఉన్నాయి బట్ ఏం డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటంటే డెప్ట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అంటే లోన్స్ తీసుకోవడంలో చాలా తప్పులు జరుగుతున్నాయి. అంటే ఎక్కడ తక్కువ లోన్స్ వస్తున్నాయి, ఎలా తీసుకోవాలనేది ఒక ప్లానింగ్ అనేది లేదు. సో నేను ట్రాకింగ్ యాప్, ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ట్రాకింగ్ అండ్ ఓవరాల్ వాళ్ళ ఫైనాన్షియల్ స్టెబిలిటీ ఏంటనేది ముందు చూసి దానికి తగ్గట్టు డెసిషన్ చేస్తాం. అలాగే స్టూడెంట్స్కి కూడా వాళ్ళు కాలేజ్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏం స్కిల్స్ వాళ్ళు డెవలప్ చేసుకుని బయటకు వెళ్తే వాళ్ళకి జాబ్ వస్తుందో, లేకపోతే అదర్ వాళ్ళు ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ ఏం స్టూడెంట్ లేదంటే వాళ్ళ పర్సనల్ లైఫ్లో కానీ అదర్ థింగ్స్ వాళ్ళకి ఏ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నా సరే అక్కడికి వచ్చి కమ్యూనిటీలో వాళ్ళు పోస్ట్ చేస్తే ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ ఉంటారు. వాళ్ళు ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ అటు క్వశ్చన్ తీసుకొని దానికి తగ్గట్టు రియాక్ట్ అవుతూ ఉంటారు. అదే ఏమైనా బిజినెస్ కూడా అంటే చాలా మందికి బిజినెస్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ అనేవి ఎక్కడ గ్రాప్ చేసుకోవాలో తెలియదు అనమాట. సో ఇలాంటి ఒక కమ్యూనిటీ ఒక ఫైనాన్షియల్ ట్రాకింగ్ కమ్ ఇవన్నీ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేసి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనమాట, వీడియోస్ లెక్క ఒక ప్రాక్టికల్ వేలో వాళ్ళకి కాంటాక్ట్ అవుతూ సో ఇలా చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను. అండ్ ఇది నా ఐడియా ఉంది. సో మీరు ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ అంటే అడగండి.
ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పారు కదా, అంటే కంపెనీ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం అంటే మీరు కొంచెం హెల్ప్ చేస్తారు ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ ద్వారా. యా, సో ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ you can also add people who are interested to join. ఎవరైనా ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ఉన్నారనుకో జాయిన్ అవ్వడానికి ఐడియాలో, దానికోసం వేరే సెపరేట్ లిస్టింగ్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ లైక్ కో ఫౌండర్ వెతుకుతున్నారు.
ఓకే,
సో కో ఫౌండర్
ఇది అసలు ఒక ఫైనాన్షియల్ కోసమే కాదు, నాలెడ్జ్ ఏమైనా మీకు ఏం కావాలి, ఎటువంటి ఏ కేటగిరీలో మీకు ఏం కావాలన్నా సరే ఆ ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ ఉంటారు. ఆల్రెడీ ఆ యాప్లో ప్రొఫెషనల్స్ ఉంటారు, మీకు ప్రాపర్ గైడెన్స్ దొరుకుతుంది. లేదు అది కాకుండా ఎవరైతే మన లిస్టెడ్ కస్టమర్స్ ఉంటారో వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి వాళ్ళు కూడా చాలా ఒక ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్ పర్సన్స్ అయ్యి ఉంటారు. సో వాళ్ళ ఒపీనియన్స్ ఇస్తారు. అవి కాకుండా మీకు పర్సనలైజ్డ్ మీకు ఒక కంప్లీట్ ప్లాన్ అనేది వస్తుంది. సో మీరు మీ పర్టికులర్ గోల్ పరంగా మీకు ఆ రోడ్ మ్యాప్ వస్తుంది అన్నమాట. మీరు అలా రీచ్ అవ్వచ్చు అనేది. సో ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ అంటే
Now let's open the floor for open mic. This segment is for anybody who wants to share their ideas, their thoughts, anything related to entrepreneurship, any questions you may have for the general audience. Please, the floor is yours. We have a diverse set of people in the room, so anybody wants to share anything? Okay, I guess we have a very silent crowd. Okay, you want to continue your pitch or you have a different one?
I actually got another idea.
Okay. Other ideas, please. You can also after she's done. Okay. We have 1 minute, okay?
So before we saw a video on pharmacy, you all saw a video. Okay. The idea which came up to my mind is many babies need to get vaccinated in order to stay healthy, and many don't know when to get vaccinated. Parents 3 days prior to get vaccinated for their babies. That's what I came up with.
Yeah. Okay.
You can use the reminder app.
Yeah, but it's from the government officially. I mean, you may not know what all vaccination
dates.
Okay, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I mean, I downloaded the app for our COVID vaccine and I never went back to check. So, if you have people like me, I guess you have to do something different, more than an app.
It's just idea out of brand.
But that is a good idea. Go ahead.
Check out a thing called vaccidate.in, if I remember correctly.
Vaccidate.in.
Vaccidate.
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 Yeah.
Dot in.
They're working. They were supposed to be working with it. Once you register, say I have a baby, then automatically Airtel, whatever this company is, reminder saying now get this vaccine. 6 months get this, 1 year get this.
It can be for all users, not just Airtel users.
It can be for all users. I'm just telling you that they partnered with Airtel to make it easy. You can partner with others. Because if you your idea of doing an app, how many times have you installed, how many apps do you have on your phone?
I don't know actually.
And the bigger challenge, will people actually download an app and say, okay, I trust this app and do that? So there's another way of doing it. I'm just telling you, be aware.
The marketing approach would be recommended by the doctors.
Yeah, the app is while I'll remember that.
That was the first one that they approached.
Thank you.
Well, it's a good idea. So somebody else picked it up.
Yes.
That's great. Thank you.
No, she should just think about the same thing in a different field. Just because vaccinations is one reminder, there are other things that are there that are reminders.
Like assignments.
Yeah.
Sell her your idea.
That's my idea.
Assignments idea.
So hello everyone, I'm Trajan.
Hi.
And I'm a UI UX designer right now. So basically, what I found is there is a microalgae, a type of microalgae which absorbs more carbon dioxide and releases more oxygen than a normal tree. So what if we can make some, we install this kind of a liquid and also act as alternative because once the pavement is done and roads are done, growing a tree in that place is very difficult. So we can install this microalgae kind of things instead of growing trees.
Nice.
So the microalgae, does it grasp the oxygen?
Yeah, it grasps more oxygen. I mean, it gives out more oxygen than a normal tree.
So if there could be possibilities, it can eliminate disease.
No, there is no possibility.
Carbon dioxide captures.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a question for the audience? Okay.
Yeah, my question is very simple, guys. I mean, I just want to get a perspective here. So, I'm an entrepreneur, obviously, and I would like to venture into the co-working space in Boise. There are plenty, by the way. I know how many exist in the market. I have a market kind of a viewpoint on co-working spaces. But imagine somebody like me knowing the fact that there's already co-working spaces available at different levels, different people, different companies, and so on and so forth. What are the chances for somebody as an entrepreneur to set up a new co-working space in
and I'm sure lots of people are trying to answer that question. So let's hold off the answers.
Sure.
It's a great question to ask. Let's hold off the answers until the session is done. You can have a conversation after the session is done.
Sure.
Okay? Yeah. Let me finish with announcements and we'll take the group picture. That is the ceremonial thing we do here, and after that we can continue the conversation. So, the AU Nidhi ITBI Ignition Grant, which Syed Junaid talked about, the application deadline is extended to August 31st. If you have an idea and you need financial assistance to build a prototype, this is an excellent opportunity and we are looking for innovators and entrepreneurs. Please connect with us for more information. The grant is, like you heard, 2 to 10 lakhs. April 13th will be a workshop on IPR. It will happen in this building in the American corner. So please keep an eye on that, and you'll see the announcement in our social media. April 21st is a World Entrepreneurship Day. August 21st is the World Entrepreneurship Day. We planned Idea Blast 2024, an ideathon for that day. All the ideas that you guys are sharing, and there's a flow of ideas, so please get brilliant ideas using that for the 14th. This is already on social media, so please look up and send your ideas. 8 of the best ideas will be selected to be presented at the main event on the 21st of August in front of a large audience, including entrepreneurs and investors. The celebration on 21st August will also feature some of the leading entrepreneurs from the city with their experiences. So please keep it on your calendar, August 21st.
Is this a hackathon?
It's an ideathon. We will have an ideathon. Right now you can submit your ideas using that QR code. We will finalize the last 8. We'll pick the last 8 finalists and we'll have them present their ideas on the 21st. Last Sunday was our Hackathon on e-commerce and retail. 66 registrations made it to the finals. About 100 from colleges around the state, and we had a blast. Wardrobe from Andhra won the first prize. Hack engineers from VITAP won the second prize, and dynamic developers from AU again won the third prize. The next Hack AP Hackathon is on transport and logistics on 28th, 29th September. Problem statements will be released shortly. They are from PBL Transport, a major road transport company in Visakhapatnam. Serious ideas will be considered for investment. They are serious about this. So please let your friends, other entrepreneurs, anybody, students who are interested in this, please keep an eye on this. They are serious about developing solutions for real life problems they're facing in their business. Srinivas.
Would they allow companies that are currently in doing solutions to participate and showcase that we can do this?
Yes,
So that
they are open for anybody who can propose a solution for the problems they are facing. They are actually working with a couple of companies in India right now trying to build solutions for the problem statements they shared with us, and they're also willing to share those resources with the hackathon participants. So this is they have serious money on the table trying to get solutions for these problems. They're willing to work with you, start a startup if necessary, or will invest in. Our next launch and startup workshop is on August 28th. This is the 7th of our workshop series. We will focus on stability of startups. These workshops are useful resources for current or want. We organize them in partnership with and Alco partners. They are all paid workshops but can be free if you are an associate member of TiWiSAC. So please contact us if you have an interest in either of those, either attending the workshop or becoming a member. While you all scan to provide us feedback on this session, I'll read the next few announcements we have. Second session for Thai Women program was held yesterday, and they focused on business model canvas, led by Deepak Madala from Alco Partners. The next session is on financial projections on August 16th. Women entrepreneurs interested in attending these sessions can get in touch with us. Registrations for the global competition that's part of Thai Women program are closed, but you can attend the sessions. Thai program for TYE is Thai Young Entrepreneurs Program for 9th to 12th grade students starts from September 7th. This Thai WiSAC chapter. The next session for Startup Saturdays will be on August 17th. So we'll see you again on August 17th here. An hour has been there at 6 p.m. Every month. Join WhatsApp group. Here it is. You can join it and join the WhatsApp group for Startup Saturdays. And we have all our social media in this QR code. So if you want to follow us, like us, subscribe us, all is appreciated. Please scan this QR code and you can follow us in whichever social media handle you like. So if you can all please come to the front of the room, we'll take the picture and we will call it a day. 5:29, we are right on time. Sure.
Wait, brother, like